everyone. I'm afraid you heard that correctly. Name's Rex. Apparently being ginger wasn't enough of a target, so my parents gave me a dog's name. Often I'm asked what's it short for, at which point I look down in shame and insist I'm a grower, not a shower. I'm neither. I'm in one of those same-sex relationships, though. Not gay, just the sex is always the same. Fortnightly 5 minutes of missionary in the dark. After which she asks, what's it short for? I did promise my girlfriend I wouldn't make that joke. After all, it's not entirely true. That would imply I've lasted 5 minutes. She is a difficult woman to please, though, not just in the sexual sense, never quite living up to her expectations. The other day she asked for tickets to see Hamilton, so I took her to the F1. Won't tell you what I did when she asked to see Fiddler on the Roof. Neighbours haven't spoken to me since, though. We've actually just moved to the countryside together. It's taken some getting used to. Train's slightly longer than the tube. 12 carriages instead of 8. Then, of course, there's the cultural differences. The main one being this bizarre unspoken rule where you must say hello to strangers as you pass them. Less of a hello, more of a nervous pant. Word of advice if any of you are moving to the countryside. That rule doesn't extend to the local supermarket. Apparently you're scaring the customers. And could you please put some trousers on, sir? And while we're here, what's it short for? I do like living in the countryside, except of course for the cyclists. Any cyclists amongst us? You disgust me. Nothing to do with the behaviour on the roads. It's the lycra for me, and how little it leaves to the imagination. I'll be minding my own business in a coffee shop. Half a dozen male cyclists walk in, and I can immediately tell you exactly how many of them are circumcised. I think one helmet per cyclist is enough. I don't cycle myself, but I am a runner. Got myself a Garmin, which is apparently a contraceptive as well as a smartwatch. That joke does work better if I remember to wear the Garmin. As it happens, it's a Casio, which is the Durex extra safe of the timepiece world. I've also been commended on my runner's physique, though that turned out to be a polite way of saying you look malnourished. Any foodies in here? So if your life depends on it, it's not a hobby. Nor is it a personality trait. I'm a real oxygen-y myself. Can't get enough of it. Live and breathe it. I am a bit of a foodie myself, I must say. I was in a very traditional restaurant the other day with my girlfriend in Europe, and they gave her her own menu, but without the prices on. Shocking, right? As though I was going to let her order what she ate. In the end, we went for the tasting menu, which tasted exactly like a menu. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And I think I finally lasted 5 minutes.
So despite appearances, I'm not actually a drug dealer. I've never also actually voted for Tommy Robinson, although I can see why. My name is Scott Smith, and with my initials, that doesn't actually help my case at all. I don't like looking like a stereotype, but I do shop in Lidl, and thanks. I love the fact I can go in there for a loaf of bread and a welding helmet. I was raised on a council estate that was so rough I lost my virginity before both my parents actually did. Giving directions to my house was always embarrassing as a kid. Go past the burning tyres, chuck a left at a barking Rottweiler. If you see Junkie John or Dad, you've gone too far. I was always really envious of my friends growing up because we were the piss poor family, especially around Christmas time. This one would get a computer, this one got a bike, I'd get a stepdad. Imagine my little face on Christmas. I run down the stairs. Oh, is it an Xbox? Is it a PlayStation? It's fucking Brian. My friends would tease me and go, gutted, you got a stepdad for Christmas. And I'd be like, joke's on you. This one doesn't actually punch my mum in the face. Too much? They go, gutted, you got a stepdad for Christmas. And I go, no, this one doesn't actually climb into my bed every night. Found the line. All right. They go, gutted, you got a stepdad for Christmas. And I go, well, no, this one doesn't actually sell my toys for drugs. Right, there we go. So, note to self. Stockwell does not like domestic violence jokes or stealing toys from kids. I'm a single parent. Raised both my kids on my own for the last 11 years. No, don't woo. I've done a terrible job. They're fucking animals. They say some really, really horrible things. I was dragged into the headmaster's office. She said, sit down, Mr. Smith, your son has had an altercation with another student. And this other student's friend had beat your kid up. I'm like, okay. She said, however, this other student had lost both his parents in a car crash a couple of months previous. And after threatening your son with violence, your son retaliated by saying, just because you're an orphan doesn't qualify you as fucking Batman. I have never been so proud. She said, look, we know your kids, we do know he can be a bit of a joker. I said, you can't throw two Batman references at me and expect me not to say anything. So not the proudest moment as a parent, I did actually say to her, listen, I know my son, I can assure you that he didn't mean it. I did get him suspended for 3 days. My girlfriend's just recently moved in with me, and as couples, you give each other cute nicknames. I've started calling her jump leads. Yeah, basically, because she just always wants to start shit. I heard her the other day, she blames me for stuff that's not my fault. She was upstairs in the bathroom and I heard her shout out, babe, we've run out of shampoo again! Not sure how that's my fault. Look, listen, I'll tell you this now, right? I am bald, I get it, I'm quite smooth. I'm also a little bit rotund. If I took my t-shirt off, I'd look like a giant pork scratching. A little bit chubby, a little bit hard, and a little bit crispy, depending on where you start to nibble. That's a horrible joke. Anyone else in here got shit tattoos? I hate my tattoos. I hate it because you always have to have a story behind your tattoos now and have to lie. People come up to me and go, why'd you get that done? And I go, I fucking loved zebras when I was a kid. I don't understand people who get tattoos of animals because I can guarantee you there's not an elephant out in Thailand that's got a tattoo of a crusty student on its upper thigh. There's no lion in Africa that's got a tattoo on its arm of a bloke wearing an England top down in a pint. Hey, tits out. And there is 100% no butterfly out there that's got a tattoo of a fat council estate woman on his shoulder. This is my impression of a butterfly. Fuck off. What's that? That's my new ink. Oh, that is beautiful, that is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, because although you're a delicate, beautiful butterfly, your spirit human is a fat woman smoking a spliff wearing pyjamas. I don't like the way that people portray themselves on social media. One guy puts these stupid memes up all the time. One of the memes he puts up is, a true man builds his empire on the bitterness of his enemies. Empire. I bought weed off this cunt in a little car park. The other one I like is when couples put memes up. There's one of a lion and a lioness, and the little quote reads, a king only ever bows his head to his queen. That's lovely, that is. Never seen a queen throwing up and trying to take a piss in the back of an Uber, I'll be honest with you. I can imagine the conversation. She's there. Hold me, Darren, I'm going to step back in it. Hold on, I'm having a wee. Isn't this lovely? Yeah, babe, it's great. Do you know what this reminds me of? Charles and Camilla. Yeah, you're right. We are like royalty, aren't we? We're like king and queen. Yeah, now buy me a kebab and do me over the bins. Right. My name's Scott Smith. I will, I'm not finished. I'll be at the bar if anyone needs me afterwards.
Hello, how you doing? Yeah, woohoo! Lovely to meet you. My name is Noreen. It's quite an unusual one. I do get lots of variations of it. I get Noreen, Naireen, Nyreen. The worst name I've ever had was actually in Starbucks when I got called Nural. I mean, that's just piss poor. You're welcome. Thank you. No, actually, guys, I don't want to brag, but my career has been going pretty well. Thank you. Yeah. Last year, it started to kick off. I got loads of interest on TV, radio, and thousands of subscribers on YouTube because I started doing parodies of Liz Truss. That lasted 49 days, and then my career was also over. A lettuce outlasted her. A lettuce. I can only assume it was romaine. Thank you. I think I was the only one who was actually benefiting from her time as Prime Minister. True story, before I started doing Liz, that came out wrong, I didn't actually know anything about politics, but I figured, it didn't matter, because neither did she. What I was about was delivering my pork pie to Great Britain. Literally overnight my career was over, and annoyingly everyone just looked at me and saw Liz Truss. I mean, thank goodness I don't look like her. For you, so at least there's that. But I decided what I needed to do was move on. So I thought I would try ex-Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Talk TV host, author, Daily Mail columnist and ex-MP of Mid-Bedfordshire, Nadine Dorries. Now, for those of you who have never heard of these people, this is a parody of their actual interview. So no need to do any research. Oh, hi, and welcome to my impartial interview with my gorgeous, talented, innocent, hunky friend, Boris Johnson. Hi, Nads. Wow, you're so sexy. I mean, did you have a party? By the way, there's a party in my pants and you're invited. Look, I didn't have a party. I didn't even get a birthday song. I did hear happy birthday being sung, but I can only assume it was people adhering to the hand-washing rules. Anyone that thinks I was a party is, out of their mind. Wow. Oh, I know you're innocent, and now so do they. So, tell me, what have you been up to lately? Painting. I'm interested in the cow's anatomy. Genuinely, he actually said this. Do you know what the back of a cow's neck is called? No. The wither. Wow. What about where the milk comes out? Oh, I don't know. Tell me. The udder. Ooh. Oh, paint me like one of your French cows. Wearing this. Wearing only this. Okay. Up a bit. Wow, thank you. I was just talking about cows and you've got all hot. Listen. You are hot. When I see you, I go to pot. Make me want to draw you like a French cow. Have a party, I'll show you how. But I'm married and you're intense. Leave me alone. I know I'm immense. I'm innocent. I'll follow the guidelines. Blah, 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 blah. I know you want me. I can tell by your sweat. No, that's just from jogging, actually. That's why whenever I call you up, we have a tete-a-tete. No, that's just business, strictly innocent. I know you love me. Everyone does. Well, I do love attention, that's for sure. That's why whenever you say leave me alone, it's to protect our love. No, that's just because the wife is watching. So, don't you wish your wife was hot like me? Don't you wish your wife would moo like me? Moo! 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 Get me another drink. Don't you wish your wife would do positions like me? 69. Don't you wish your wife was a disgraced MP like me? Me. Oh, positions. Ooh, lovely. Me. Leave your wife. Oh, Boris, what are you doing down there? What are you doing? Honour me, Boris, mate. Honour me. We're a comedy show. Oh, thanks for making me come. I mean, come on the show. So that was Boris and Nadine, everyone! So I really thought that by doing those two it'd be good for my career, but they both resigned. But I did realise that this is actually my superpower. Like, you tell me who you don't like, I'll do a parody of them, and then they're gone. I'm a political hitman! It works well for society, but not so good for my career. Although, no joke, when I did put this parody up of me dressed as Boris Johnson online, someone commented and said, "What's Liz Truss done to her hair?" Like, I cannot escape this woman. It doesn't matter what I do. So I just needed to be heard on record here tonight. I'm not Liz Truss. And anyone that thinks I am, I mean, that is a disgrace. I've been Liz Truss. I'm Nural Skinner. Good night. Where do I go?
Good evening. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, this guy has an oily face. Well, that's because I put some oil on my face. So if you were expecting some self-deprecation based on a perceived flaw in my immediate physical appearance, jog on! Because let's get one thing straight, Stockwell. If John Pape takes the mic with an oily sheen visibly on my face, it's not because of a nervous response to the mini crown. It's gone. It's because I've forgotten the jokes. Never forget the jokes. As my erstwhile mentor Worcester Bosch told me from his adjacent cell. Remember the jokes, John, because this is hell. Where was I? Because I'm sending a message to my competitors. There is no chink in my armour. Now, some of you will be speculating that I do in fact have quite an oily face. And this whole bit about applying extraneous oil to the face in order to wrong foot the audience and establish dominance is bullshit. To that, I say this. Behold the palm. See how it gleams with the fresh application of an oil-based lubricant that also doubles as a massage oil. Now, at this point, the MC, the stage crew, the civil service will be concerned about the transference of lubricating oils to the shaft of the microphone. Be not afraid, for the hand which clasps this mic is as dry as the Taklamakan Desert. Because, as an erotic 45-year-old gay man, with a magnetic presence. I have been forced to perfect the judicious application of lubricants. Now I see the performers amongst you are thinking, this guy's smart. He's established dominance over the audience and won their respect. He's also won over the MC, the stage crew, and the Ministry of Defence. And all this before he said anything. That man there would qualify as funny. These same performers are thinking, I'll ask him which oil he uses afterwards, because I'm going to steal this word for word as a highly effective opener for my own 5-minute sets. Well, I don't want to waste time in the bar afterwards telling you each in turn, when I could be holding court. So the oil I use is an organic plant-based lubricant, which is safe to use with silicone toys, aka dildos. Actually, write your own openers. I'm taking this to the top, like a modern-day Icarus, who instead of crafting wings of wax, put some lube on his face. Now I know that one of you will be speculating that, having crashed out of last month's mini crown, after seeing that in that mirror I do in fact have quite a shiny face, I have contrived this entire set so an oily face man could garner huge laughs whilst hiding in plain sight. Clever boy. After hubris follows nemesis. What is your name? Tom. You've seen through my armour. You have stripped it from me. You got tissue. I can only have been John Pape. Thank you and good night.
Hello. How we doing? Yeah, hi, my name is Kwame and I am a vegan. And I know, when I say that off the top, it just plays into this stereotype of like, oh, how do you know if someone's a vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you. But in my defense, if I don't tell you I'm a vegan, how will you know I'm better than you? I became a vegan for the same reason I became an actor. I have the pathological need to disappoint my Ghanaian father. It didn't work. He is incredibly proud of me. The prick. There's a lot of stuff they don't tell you about being a vegan. They don't tell you being having a lovely Sunday afternoon, doing your grocery shopping in the fruit and veg aisle, be looking at some bananas. And this section of bananas here will have a sticker underneath that says vegan. And then your day is fucking ruined because this section of bananas over here doesn't have a sticker that says vegan. So like, are not all bananas vegan? Are these not vegan bananas? Have you not been eating vegan bananas this whole time? So now you're talking to the bananas like, why are you not vegan? People are walking past looking at you funny. You're shouting, hey, wake up people! Can't you see what Big Banana is doing under your very noses? Now you're banned from Sainsbury's Wood Green. You can't go back. You've gone home, thrown out all of your bananas. It's weeks later, you've got severe muscle cramps because you've got low potassium. Just me? Yeah. Positive news, I got married recently. Thank you. Got to tell my girlfriend at some point, but yeah, you know. My wife, Rachel, is Jewish. I'm not. I'm mixed race, as I said. I'm Ghanaian on my dad's side, and on my mum's side, I'm a colonizer. And a lot of people say about the whole like black and Jewish thing, they say like we shouldn't compare our repressions, we shouldn't compare our struggles, we shouldn't compete them, because we don't want the oppression Olympics. We heard that? We don't want the oppression Olympics. I would fucking love the... Just think about it, because we'd all get to win. The women would win the marathon, they've been in the oppression game the longest, they've got the stamina, right? Muslims obviously would win the 100 metres, because, you know, they fast. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And obviously the white supremacists would win the gymnastics. And I know it doesn't seem like the white supremacists should be in the oppression Olympics, but you didn't see them in qualifying. They went from, we're going to kill all of you, to, we're endangered, and no one else is doing that difficult to flip. I've been with my wife since I was 19, so there's a lot of stuff I haven't done. Like I wanted to. Like I've never chatted anyone up on the street. I was fucking ready to though. I was ready. I knew the script. I knew the script off by heart. Yeah. You know the script. I even had a character, Devonte. Yeah, Devonte was sexy, man. Devonte was sexy. Kwame's there, but Devonte hit the. Yeah, excuse me. Let me talk to you for a second. Hey, where you from? What's that? Hey, mad. Hey, look, don't be long. Like, give me your phone in it. You know what I want. The thing is, what I didn't realise coming from an area like Finsbury Park is that that's the same script they use for a mugging. So a couple of months ago, when I was on my way home from trampolining, because I'm a lad, I heard, hey, yo, excuse me, let me talk to you for a second. And I was like, oh, bit aggressive. Maybe he's nervous. So where you from? And that's when I start going, oh, this doesn't feel sexy. It's like, don't be long, you know what I want, give me your phone. And obviously, the safe thing to do, if you don't know if it's a chat up or a mugging, is just assume it's a mugging and run. But here's the thing, he was black and I didn't want to seem racist. So I said, sorry, I've got a girlfriend. He says, what? I say, yeah, I can't give him a number. Now we're both fucking baffled. He starts getting angry. I say, look, if I'm pissing you off this much already, I'm not sure we're going to be compatible. He says, I'll hurt you. I say, you do give me a fuckboy vibe. And then he explodes. He shouts, I'll give you a quick bang, you know. And then I ran. Because I knew that regardless of whether or not it was a chat up or a mugging, I was not ready to receive that quick bang. I mean, I say I ran. I only made it about 50 metres. Because I got cramp. Low potassium. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone! So my partner and I have been trying for a baby. Yeah, we haven't had any luck yet. It's actually been quite challenging. She's a woman. I don't know if that's relevant. I think the problem is our approach has been a bit willy-nilly. They say don't put all your eggs in one basket, but apparently it also doesn't work if you just smash 2 baskets of eggs together. Does anyone know how to tell whether the dishwasher's finished without doing that thing where you go, woo fuck? So my partner and I have been together for 8 years, but we're not married. And I'd love to say that's because we don't believe in marriage, because it's an archaic institution stemming from societal acceptance of the concept of men owning women. But the real reason is I don't trust my dad to give a wedding speech. At both of my brother's weddings, he got up in front of everyone and told my brothers their wives were out of their league. Which would be confusing for me because my partner and I play on the same team. She is definitely better than me though. She once scored 96 points in Scrabble, playing the word zygote. Now I'm sensing at least a few people are on my level. Didn't know that was a word. So a zygote is a fertilised egg. And this actually led to quite an important conversation. I got angry. I said, you can shove your bloody zygote. And she said, yeah, I think that's broadly how IVF works. So now we're sperm hunting, or as I like to call it, chasing squirt. Any volunteers? Yeah? A little word over here? Was that a comedian? Oh no, are you a comedian, sir? Sometimes. No, thank you. Thank you for the kind offer, though. How about you, friend of real estate? What's your name?
Charlie.
Charlie. What do you do, Charlie?
Guess.
Also real estate? Okay. Well, that also probably means you're quite smart, Charlie. So.
Probably rules me out, though.
How so?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a comedian.
Yeah, that's a good thing, mate, honestly. Look, Charlie, you sound good, and I think to get into your job, you'd have to have some brains. So, if you wouldn't mind, my friend.
How long do I have?
Just wait till the end of the set, it's all good. Yeah. My partner says we have too many jars in the house. I promised to get rid of some, so multitasking. You know, reduce, reuse, reproduce. That actually has been reused, that jar, Charlie. But don't worry, it's been through a full dishwasher cycle. Or at least I think the dishwasher was done. We do have a lot of jars in my flat though. I don't like throwing jars out because they get separated from their lids in the recycling. These things are made for each other. They complete each other. And they even have interlocking grooves, which is not a scissoring joke, but it's not a scissoring joke. So my partner and I occasionally get men tell us we look like sisters. Not all men, but only men. Yeah, we don't. She has blue eyes, I have brown eyes. She has pale skin like a ghost. I have olive skin like... Did an Italian milkman bang my Scottish grandma? And she has a cute little nose, and I have this nose like... Si, prego! The last guy that said this, he was insistent. He was like, you're even wearing similar jackets. I said, sir, you don't know anything about lesbian culture. These are identical jackets. He did say he was a feminist though. I come across a lot of men in my life who claim to be feminists. And some of them are not. Like these guys claiming to be feminists is like me claiming to be a rugby fan. I'm broadly supportive of the enterprise, but I don't really know what's going on. So I think there should be a test. Kind of like the Are You a Robot test, but instead, Are You a Feminist? So it's a selection of images, and you just got to select all squares that contain a clitoris. One caveat though, gay men don't have to take the test. Don't expect them to know what's good in the hood. Thanks very much, guys. I've been Kat Della.
Hello, my name is Chris Cowan, and if you are wondering what asylum I've escaped from, I can't tell you because I don't want you to send me back. But you probably all guessed from how I look that I am dyslexic. And it did actually present some challenges for me at school. For example, in my science lessons, I was asking my teacher a lot of questions because I got quite confused. And that got him really, really irritated. But on reflection, I've just narrowed it down to a lack of good chemistry. Yes, we're setting a good tone, good vibe. I also caught ADHD and autism. Well, I didn't catch it because I'm dyspraxic. But there are actually quite a few benefits to ADHD and autism. One example is that when I go to theme parks, I don't have to wait in line. I can just get straight on the ride because I miss social cues. There are a couple of challenges though. One of the challenges that comes with ADHD and autism is that we're really good at starting things, but then... So I'm also gay. Born and bred. Some queers in the room get it. So the straight men are going, what does he mean? No, it's fine. So I'm gay and I have, hang on a second. Let me just remember what I was doing. Oh yeah, so having my disabilities and being gay, I've kind of got my own special cocktail of how I understand the world. So of course I consider myself a feminist because I want to fuck the patriarchy! Especially the top 1%, sugar daddy. I also joined the Me Too movement, very important, especially because I missed Me One. And you've probably gathered by now that I'm also single, still, trying to find someone to fill that gaping hole. So I am single, and there is a lot of trouble. For example, when it comes to the apps, a lot of people are looking for 6 feet men, and I only have 2. But also because I came out late, I've kind of had a lot of strange experiences in my life that kind of affected the way I see things. Some of them are quite like general daily weird things, and some of them are a little bit more sexual, and I'm not quite sure which ones you're going to go for. So give me a cheer if you want the everyday ones. And the sexual ones? Objectify me. This is the only time I'm going to get it. So when it comes to the dating apps, and I'm not really used to a lot of the lingo that comes around with the dating apps. So somebody messaged me and asked me if I had 420. And I had no idea what that was, so I just gave him an orange juice. Somebody also, one of the first people I matched with asked me if I wanted a cream pie. And I'm a really big fan of desserts. So, of course, I said yes. It was really filling, but it was a lot more saltier than I expected. I'm more of a scone person myself, but which comes first, the jam or the cream? Some was like, oh God. No, it's fine, don't worry, we're diving down that rabbit hole, you chose it. Also, there is somebody that I've been talking to, and they have said that they want to give me some cognitive behavioural therapy. Well, they didn't say that, they said CBT, but I can't see how that's going to hurt anything. People don't know what that is, that's fine, cock and ball torture, but we'll carry on. We'll carry on. Somehow I'm more experienced. Oh, we've got 1 minute left. Okay, so because we've got 1 minute left, in a true festive spirit, I have got a festive story for us to read. If I can get this mic to sit properly. Oh, hang on. Right. This is a story about a reindeer called Rudolph, who had an unusual, luminous red nose. As a fawn, he was ruthlessly mocked, bullied, and completely ignored by all of his peers. Okay. Some of us don't give a fuck, that's fine. One Christmas Eve, it was especially foggy, and Santa saw Rudolph's red nose and said, "Can you lead the sleigh tonight?" Rudolph agreed and was finally accepted by all the other reindeer. Yay! What a wonderful story. But what can we learn from the story that we've read tonight? Firstly, if you're being bullied for a trait that only you have at work, your boss is very unlikely to do anything about it. Secondly, as soon as that trait becomes beneficial to your employer, they'll expect you to step up and use it as soon as you can. And thirdly, if your boss shows you favour, all the other employees will kiss your ass to make sure you don't report them for their behaviour. I hope you enjoyed our story tonight. Good night to you all, and to all a good night.
I didn't realise my twin was going to be here tonight. Getting a lot of fucking stage time. I won't fucking stand for it, Mike. Alright, sorry. Domestic out the way, sorry. So, a little bit about me. My name is Darr. I'm Irish. I'm 32, or well, actually, sorry, just gone 33. That's changed. I'm the youngest of 7 kids. I work in construction, and I absolutely fucking love alcohol. So, for example, I was at the pub the other day, had about 3 or 4 too many pints, as the Irish tend to do. And my mate said to me, "Dora!" Yeah, that's how English people pronounce my name, like I'm going to jump up and start exploring the place. He said, "Dora, you've had too many, mate. Leave your car at the pub and take the fucking train home." So I did. I'd never actually driven a train before, though. Good fucking crack, to be honest. Great crack. I don't know why you're always striking. 69 grand, man. I do it all day. Chew, baby. Yeah, so obviously now I have a terrorism charge against my name, being Irish and robbing the train. So CPS says I have a drinking problem. So I sat down with myself recently and I had a good look at myself in the mirror. I said, "Darr, you need to sort it out, mate. You need to fucking give up the drink." And then I thought, am I really going to listen to some drunk fella who talks to himself? Arthur Guinness would fucking roll in his grave. there's a reason, like, if Irish invented things, right? And then the 14th century, we invented whiskey, and fuck all happened for 300 years. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, yeah, to try and give it up, I've taken up a lot of hobbies, right? But one of the hobbies I've actually taken up is gardening. And gardening can be quite expensive, you know. So I've come up with a few money-saving tricks. All the snails I have in my garden, I swap for wine to the French guy next door. And instead of petrol, I put vodka in my lawnmower. The lawn's half cut. So yeah, like I said, I'm the youngest of 7 kids. Just move on swiftly. I'm the youngest of 7 kids, and being the youngest of 7 kids makes you pretty sure that you're an accident. But that wasn't the only thing in my family. My sisters would tell me, you're fucking annoying me, go play with traffic. My brothers would tell me the best part of you ran down our mother's leg. But it's actually true though. But the one that really put the cherry on top was my father pulled me aside one day and he goes, "Did you know that you were conceived on the motorway?" I was like, "Really, on the motorway?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "That's where most accidents happen." Now, being Irish, being the youngest of 7, people just assume you're religious and Catholic, whatever. But my family, we didn't go to church. We went to things like weddings, funerals, christenings, anything that lasted 3 days and had an open bar. Front and centre, man, front and centre. You'd be at a funeral, you'd have a coffin on that shoulder, you'd have a beer in this hand. You don't have a fucking clue who's in the box. But you know nobody's going to ask you to leave because you just done your part, like. Let's be honest. That's a lot harder to do at a christening, though, just so you're aware. Yeah. So, yeah, to combat that, I've had enough of being the dark sheep of the family. I decided I'm going to get a family of my own. So I got myself a partner and a stepson. Was it the wisest choice? Much like an open casket funeral remains to be seen. But no, it has. I've grown a lot in this relationship. My partner has taught me a lot, opened my eyes to certain things. Like, for example, I now realise exactly why most archaeologists are women. For their innate ability to dig up the past. And yeah, being a stepdad, that's an eye-opener. Really, I love it, don't get me wrong, I love it. But discipline is very, very tricky. Like the other day, I walked in from work and my stepson was in the front room just chewing on an electrical cable. Just chewing away, like. So I was like, this is my moment, right? This is my moment. I done what any good dad would do. I grounded him until he could conduct himself properly. Thank you, good night.
Cool. Hello. Shit. So I've got a moustache. Yeah, I've been doing Movember. I do realise it's December. I got rid of it on the 1st of December, but it came back. Like that dog we got for Christmas. Yeah. Also, I missed stroking it, and I was getting quite a lot of compliments. Apparently I look like a sexy Ned Flanders. Shit. If you don't know what Movember is, it's where your idiot colleagues make you grow a moustache for charity. The female equivalent is just give money to charity. And the biggest problem for me was I kept forgetting I even had a moustache. I got up for work early one morning and it was dark outside and I caught my reflection in the glass on the living room door and I thought, oh no, we've got a naked burglar. I froze. He froze. We both just stood there staring at each other until his erection wore off. It took a very long time. I thought this guy really loves his job. Or maybe he's been up in the loft and found my wife's naughty nurse outfit. Maybe he can talk her into wearing it. Maybe that's why he's naked. He's been trying it on. I tried it on once. It didn't suit me. It was way too big. I smiled at the thought, and he smiled back. I thought, I really like this guy. Maybe he can be the new friend my wife wants me to make. I know what I'll do. I'll wait until he's put some clothes on before I introduce them. I don't want her commenting on his funny looking balls. No, look, I do know it's 2023 and I shouldn't really be talking about naughty nurses. I'm sorry about that, but I really want one. And I think it's what's known as a fetish. Anyone else got a fetish? Give me that last little spank hurt a little bit too much, but I liked it kind of yelp. Like, ow! If you've got a fetish. You fucking liars. Liars. In my case, I've set up our bedroom at home to look like a hospital ward, and I've installed like a privacy curtain to make it more romantic, and also to stop the dog from watching. And by the bed, I've put a heart rate monitor to see if I can beat my personal best. I think my wife's really getting into the idea, because the other day she said, in return, could I be a naughty painter and decorator? I immediately said yes, but now I'm starting to regret it. I think trouble is, I think I'm going to struggle to drink that much tea. And she asked me to paint our kitchen with this tiny brush, and I said, no way am I painting our kitchen with that. And so she gave me this one, and I'm getting started when I get home. Right, there's a serious message about Movember, guys. Men, check your balls. Remember this face and check your balls. And if you need help, ask your mum. Not your mum specifically. You can ask my mum if you like. She checks all my friends' balls. I think she's fanatical about men's health. Anyway, you can sponsor me, thank you.
Hi, my name's Lucy, and it's my birthday. Week. When you get to my age, it takes about a week to celebrate. Took the day off today, went to see the Marina Abramovich. Has anyone been? Yeah, it's good, wasn't it? I like to go around exhibitions twice. First time to take photographs to put on Instagram, and the second time to look down on people. Taking photographs to put on Instagram. Swam a 10K last week. Thanks. It's not a joke, I just don't think I've told enough people. It was around about the 7 or 8K mark that I realised that finishing this swim wasn't going to fill the gaping void inside me any more than the last one did. Because Jack and Jill, if we both know you can't run away from yourself, you sure as hell can't swim. So I decided to channel the gaping void inside me into my stand-up. And everyone's a winner. You know when you're on a first date with someone and let's say he's got quite active ADHD and you wake up at 3 a.m. in his hotel room and he's just returning from having taken both his and your clothes to the 24-hour laundry service you didn't know existed, and you think, well, it's a couple of hours in bed by myself and clean pants for the morning. He's a keeper. Jack and Jill will know, yeah? NW1, yeah? I was in the pub the other day by myself. A guy comes up to me and asks whether I've been ghosted or dumped or something. I said, no. We're allowed out on our own these days. Although I'm not going to say that having a chaperone wouldn't come in handy from time to time. I'm a teacher. Although I try not to identify as being one. George Bernard Shaw famously said, those that can do, and those that can't teach. I wonder what he had to say about those that can't do or teach. Stand-up comedy, maybe. Whilst I try not to identify as being a teacher, if you ask me whether you can go to the toilet, I'll always say, I don't know, can you? And if you don't get that, you may want to revisit your grasp of English grammar. And I look forward to a plethora of grammar pedant heckles. But as a disclaimer, I'm an art teacher. Obviously. It doesn't count. People often ask me what teaching's like, and I always say, it's shit. Occasional moments of humour. Biggest overshare was when a year 13 student told me she was being cock-blocked by COVID. Most postmodern pedagogical fail was when covering a music lesson. Instead of researching jazz and blues music, one student made a PowerPoint about jazz and the boy band Blue. Worst thing any student's ever said to me, actually it might be the worst thing anyone's ever said to me, was that I had 90s eyebrows. I mean, she wasn't wrong. It's just not my fault. I blame Gwen Stefani. Started doing stand-up around the same time as I started doing menopause. In order that the hot lights exacerbate my hot flashes to create a sheen on my skin so powerful that whenever you guys look at me, all you can see is your own reflection. Thus shortcutting what we all really want from any social interaction anyway, which is to have our own ideas and opinions reflected back at us, alongside the opportunity for a mirror selfie. You're welcome. I started doing stand-up, same reason that most people start doing stand-up. Because my dad didn't love me. Well, I sure showed him. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, I'm Sham and I'm British Pakistani. For those who don't know what that means, I'm basically the human form of fish and chips with curry sauce. So I was born in Pakistan, right? So I speak 3 languages, which sounds really cool, but then you realise my other 2 languages are useless. And I'll give you an example. Like, I've got a friend who speaks Spanish and English fluently, so he's got a flat in Barcelona and a flat in London, and he's travelled between the 2, living the dream. What can I get with my other languages? I get discounts in corner shops. I walk in there and I'm like, well, apparently there's not many Pakistani people in the room there, so you're gonna have to take my word for it. That joke was hilarious. It was layered. So no, but growing up, I was British Pakistani. I was thinking, right, this is like Hannah Montana, best of both worlds situation. I'm gonna have loads of perks, right? But turns out there's no perks. I just get racially abused twice as much. The other week I was on holiday in Calais with the boys, and I'll be honest, right? Calais, not the ideal holiday destination, but times are tough. And we was out there getting a bit rowdy, having a few drinks, and this French guy turns over to me and he goes, oh, "Go back to your own country." And I just looked at him and went, "What'd you say to me?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's right. Fuck off back to Dover, you English prick." And I was like, "Come on, mate, I'm brown. Don't be like that." which I never thought I'd say in defence of being racially abused, but turns out the French really hate the English. But I'm proud of my heritage. I'm proud of being Pakistani. I was recently there last month. Has anyone ever been to Pakistan? That's really annoying because I had a great joke. The lack of diversity in this room is really not doing it for me. But no, I'll be honest. There's I don't blame you. If I didn't have family there, I wouldn't go either. It's a really backwards country. So me and my family, we're all Christian, but Pakistan's 97% Muslim. So Christians have their own neighborhoods, schools. They even have their own hospitals. And it got me thinking when I was there. You know, as a Christian person in Pakistan, it's really hard to get a doctor's appointment because you know there's so few hospitals. And you know, when I came home, it made me think about the wonderful NHS we've got because you know it doesn't matter if you're if you're Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Jewish, because in this country no one can get a doctor's appointment. I've been waiting for 3 weeks now, just ringing up every day and just calling number 24 in the queue. I've given up at this point. You know, whatever's wrong with my balls, it is what it is. But no. I make jokes about the NHS, but my dad actually he's been a nurse for the NHS for over 15 years. Yeah, thanks guys. I've done fuck all by the way. So, but I'll let him know you made some noise. And do you remember back in COVID times when people used to clap for the NHS? Make some noise if you clap for the NHS. Well, anyway, I ran a half marathon for the NHS just to raise money because I don't know if you knew this, but all that clapping and cheering you guys did on your doorsteps, right? It did fuck all. It literally made no difference. None of you did anything. So I raised money, right? But to be honest, NHS still has no money. But in fairness, none of us have got any money, really. I've heard Brits are having to go to holiday in Calais because they can't afford anything else. But no, seriously, I was reading an article on Friday, and it was saying that women are having to turn to prostitution just to pay bills. And in some places, because the supply has gone high now, the price has gone right down. So places like Sheffield, they're charging just £10 per client, which is really quite horrible if you think about it. And the other thing with cost of living crisis, train prices have skyrocketed. Because on Saturday I was on a train to Sheffield, and I've never been before. I've heard good things. And you know, I was trying to bunk the train, and the ticket man comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, where you going?" And I was like, "I'm off to Sheffield." And it turns out he's from Sheffield as well. So he was saying, "Oh, you've got to go to this restaurant. You've got to try this bar. You've got to go to this pub." And I was thinking, there's only one place I'm going. But, you know, I let him talk to me. I think he's going to be nice to me. But at the end, he's like, "I'm going to have to charge you. That's £50. I went, £50? That's 5 shags in Sheffield. And this old couple next to me were like really horrified, sort of staring me out. The ticket man himself, he looks at me, shakes his head in disappointment. He goes, "That's the problem with you Londoners. You always go into the tourist spots. You get 8 for that down in the old town." Guys, thank you. That's my time. Thanks very much, guys.